So, this is kind of random, but interesting, I guess, you know, coming out of the pandemic. This Miami realtor, Danielle Rendon, blew $381,000 of COVID relief money on a Bentley, plastic surgery, like all kinds of things. And so apparently she said and admitted it was motivated by her insatiable greed.
I mean, yeah. What else would it be?
So she's gonna have to go to prison for 3.5 years because of it's fraud. She fraudulently obtained the money.
Of course. I think that's fair. That's money for people that were in need at that time. Even if you're one of those people that feel like the government was spending needlessly and some of the government's decisions had put us into the financial decision that we're still dealing with today with the inflation and everything, it doesn't change the fact that this money was for victims, okay? And any dollar that was taken out of that fund is a dollar taken out of the mouths of potential victims that needed it, okay? You don't know if a life was on the line that, you know, if they would have just had a gallon of milk for those vitamins, they would have been able to pull out of it. Like, we don't know that, but I think it should be 3 years.
So this is a plea deal too. So they were going to try to get her on 6 counts of wired fraud in additional to what she pled guilty to, which was 2 counts of money laundering and 1 count of aggravated identity theft.
Don't mess with the government's money. I think everyone knows that one.
But she basically said that she didn't consider like the victim with it being the government, which I thought was interesting for her to like admit that. At least she pled guilty and didn't make the government spend more money trying to prove that she did this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she just saw them as like the U.S. government. It's a faceless entity. Like, who's the victim in this situation? You know what I mean? But there are victims to it.
There are. Like, the government isn't like corporate America. You know, I grew up as a punk rocker with crazy color hair and spikes and all. The whole get up, you guys. I'll show you a picture one day if I find one. But you know, a lot of punks focus on like the corporate America aspect, and they're very political in wanting to change things. Now, stealing from the government is not the same as like that idea of fighting against corporate America.
Yeah,
every dollar is used on the people, okay? Mm-hmm. Even if we feel like they're spending it bad, that you're still taking it out of people's mouths.
And you didn't need it.
No.
But she's a mother of 3, which is pretty sad. Like,
that does suck.
Yeah.
That does suck. But at least your kids will learn a good lesson of, you know, what you should or shouldn't do.
Yeah. Because I'm sure she's going to be paying for this, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's going to affect her family's money.
Absolutely.
So I guess she wrote a 30-page thesis of an apology, and the judge actually, like, appreciated it.
Okay.
Which I thought was crazy. I never heard of that before. Like,
Jeez.
a 30-page apology letter? That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she said that it's easy not to see that she was really stealing from her friends, neighbors, like, you know, other citizens in this country.
Sure.
And I think it's an important thing to think about, because I know when I was a kid and, like, I would steal from convenience stores, I saw it as a faceless victim, but they were corporations.
Yeah.
But it does, in the end, affect somebody.
Yeah, I think it does affect somebody in the end. Absolutely.
This is way worse than stealing, I think, from a corporation, but there's still a victim in the end.
There is still a victim, absolutely. Even if it ends up being like, you know, there's enough stolen property that they need less shelf stockers or something like that. You never know, okay? But yeah, I agree. That's crazy.
Wild.
So,